Hello and welcome to the second half of the Season 7 review. As you know, if you've already watched it, we beat Tottenham in the Carabao Cup final and lost to Tottenham in the FA Cup final, which have been sort of the highlights for a season. But obviously this is a review of how we have done in the league. As you can see, as far as the league table is concerned, we finished in 8th, which is an improvement. The last two seasons we finished 11th, but we've now finished in 8th, and it's a positive move. We were 6 points out of 7th place in European qualification as such. I think that's right. But we qualified for the Euro Cup too, which interestingly enough, when you look at the club vision for next season, the Euro Cup 2, we're expected to reach the semi-final as a minimum. So I don't know how many games that is, but it should be interesting. Looking forward to it anyway. So it's good to be in that position. So we'll move on now and actually have a look at the results. Obviously, the last time you saw us when it came to the league was the Tottenham win, 3-2 in the Premier Division. Goals from Skip and 2 from Leonardo. And then obviously after that we got hammered by Palace away, 5-2. Lozek scored a penalty and Deschamps got a goal, but it was just an awful result. Sheffield United after that just lost 1-0 at home, no less, so wasn't very happy with that. We were favourites at the time, so just not a great performance all round. Plus, we had a couple of injuries, as you can see. Bogle was injured, Henry was injured, Lozek, and Skov Olsen. So it was just a horrible match all round. After that, we were at home to Man United, beaten 3-1. I mean, that was a fantastic result, no question. Kenner scored on the first minute. Lozek scored just before half-time, shall we say, and got a penalty on the 84th minute. But yeah, as you can see, we were comparable to them in terms of our match stats. They had a little bit more possession and one or two more shots and shots on target, but still, it felt like we were competing, which is obviously what we're aiming to do ultimately, and it has been an uphill battle. So after Man United, we faced Everton away and won 2-0. 2 goals from Michael Deschamps. Moving into February, we drew away at Huddersfield. Bogle saved it from being a loss in the 93rd minute. But yeah, not a great match. After that, we were home to Sheffield Wednesday and beat them 4-0. 2 goals from Lozek and 2 from Marcus Leonardo. Interestingly enough, I've seen Oldham play Sheffield Wednesday a number of times in real life. My uncle was a steward there for a number of years, and yeah, I've never seen Oldham win, never seen Oldham beat Sheffield Wednesday, so anytime I get to play it on here, that's always fun. Leicester after that away, 2-2 draw, goal from Kenner and Leonardo. Liverpool after that at home, and we drew with them. I'm pretty sure that Borkiet saved the day. Yeah, Virgil van Dijk scored in the 75th minute. As you can see, they were just hammering us, just pounding us. We just fouled them silly to slow the game down as much as possible. But yeah, the minute after Virgil van Dijk scored, Borkiet equalised. So yeah, that was an absolute stunner. Very happy with that. After that, 4-3 away win against Wolves. Wolves have been a fairly strong team, and you know, a definitely established Premier League now. Leonardo got 2, Darren Reed got 1, and Rico Henry got 1. After that, though, we lost at home to Man City, just a massive 3-0 defeat. Nobody played particularly well. I think even Romero had a tough day at the office. So after that, we had a 1-1 home draw against West Ham. Skov Olsen getting a goal on 12 minutes. And I think, yeah, we went 1-0 up, and then it was Dominik Krawiec. I don't know if I said that correctly, but yeah, we had the better of it. We just couldn't make the goals count, and that's kind of one of the issues. We need to be able to score more goals and concede less, because you know that's the point. But you know what I mean. I kind of need a proper goal scorer, or at least somebody who's capable of delivering, you know, creating chances, shall we say. Anyway, after that, we drew 0-0 with Fulham at the start of April, and then we beat Southampton at home 2-0. Goals from Lozek and Skov Olsen. But after that, we had 2 losses, a 4-0 trouncing, which is our worst game of the season, away at Chelsea, which I think was upsetting because we'd actually done all right against them earlier in the season. No, we hadn't. We lost 3-0 then. So Chelsea getting 7 goals against us this season. And then we lost at home 2-0 to Arsenal, which was unfortunate, but they were the better side. Arsenal, though, seem to have a lot of players currently on the transfer list. Including one I've kind of got my eye on. He might be our new left back, except that he wants to be a left winger. But as I'm possibly looking for a left winger anyway, but they want more than he's worth, so I just don't know. But yeah, he's a consideration. He's a consideration as a target, let's just say. Anyway, did I just see Jordan Pickford? Yeah, Jordan Pickford. Arsenal's #1 goalkeeper. Where were we? So yeah, lost 2-0 to Arsenal, which brings us to the last 3 games of the season. We had a wonderful 6-3 win over Birmingham. It would have been nicer as a 6-0, but Kenner scored 2 from Deschamps, 1 from Leonardo, and 2 from Borkiet. But after that, we last 2 games of the season, 0-0 draw with Bournemouth at home. Bournemouth actually not doing too bad at all this season, finishing 5th. Again, they're in the Euro Cup, yeah, and we're in the Euro Cup too. So yeah, Bournemouth not doing too badly, and Newcastle away we drew 1-1. Kenner getting a goal, but Newcastle unfortunately relegated from the Premier Division. In fact, let us now move on to that and have a look. And as you can see, like I said, we finished in 8th with a strong finish. We don't have any of the top goal scorers, top average rating players, top assists, but we do have the 3rd place player of the match guy, and that is Marcus Leonardo. Okay, we're going to talk about the Oldham overall best 11. It's still showing that narrow tactic I started off with. As it stands, we've got Kremelu in goal, a back 4 of Butler, Worrell, Jones and Mills. Zach Mills, of course. Central midfield, Nkunku, Borkiet, and Molina. Molina's still in there. I think Borkiet is a new addition. In fact, it says, yeah, Nkunku and Borkiet, because of their performances, are now part of the overall team. Diego Diaz is still there, but Deschamps and Leonardo, of course, up front. So, not a bad-looking lineup. As I say, Kremelu's still in there. I'm surprised that Romero didn't sort of pip him to the post. And Woods, of course, is still on as the sub-goalkeeper. And look, he's still playing. He's still playing as a goalkeeper at 35. Good for Gary Woods. He is at Ross County, and that's where he went when he left Oldham. And he's done it well. He's still there. He's obviously done okay. So yeah, good for Woods. But yeah, so Romero not made it on there yet, which is kind of surprising. Hlozek, of course, not actually having made it on there. I think once he does, he'll probably replace Diz or possibly even Skov Olsen. If we have a look at the Oldham best 11, where are they now? Marcus Leonardo and Deschamps still at the club. Jerome Sinclair is playing for Toronto FC. That's obviously where he went. I couldn't make him score goals, and I don't think anybody can. It would, regardless of how hard I tried and developed him and got the traits right, he just was not a goal scorer, unfortunately. He wasn't a bad player, just not a goal scorer. So that's why he left, obviously. Where are we? Alfie Jones plays for the Brom, the Baggies. And, well, he was only a sub. Where are West Brom at the moment? Oh, they're in the Championship. Okay, well, that's fine. Lost it. There we go. Danny Molina is at Cadiz. I think we looked at him probably near the start. He's not done too bad. Good luck to him. And Palko Dardai and Oliver Cooper at Swansea. They were both loan players, I think, although Dardai was loaned in from somebody else but chose Swansea over us. I mean, obviously he wouldn't be in the team now, but at the time he wasn't a bad little player for us. So, okay, Joe Latibaudier plays for Barnsley. He was a decent servant for the club. Kremelu's at Wednesday. Dan Butler plays for Wigan. He's 31 now, but he's still doing all right there at left back. That's our weakness still in the team, really. Gary Woods for Ross County. Danny Rowe, chief scout for AFC Fylde, who, of course, he joined after leaving Oldham. And looks like he had a couple of decent seasons there before he retired, so good for him. Reece Cole turns out for Leyton Orient. Only 28. He's still got a couple of years left in him, but he's doing all right. He was a good servant for Oldham while he was with us. Van der Lanot is at Beijing Rene. Is that right, Rainer? Worth 8 million. How much did I sell him for in the end? 10. Bargain. But yeah, he's done all right for them. Oliver Casey plays for Exeter. And he's doing all right. I think he only was with us for a season. Diego Diz turns out for Linense. Diego Diz still playing, 34 years old. I get a feeling he might be retiring soon. But I think he's going to stay in the game, I'm sure. I remember him thinking about that back when he was with us. Other players featured inside were Zach Mills, Chris McCann. Zach Mills, he is an unemployed manager. He's got strong determination, level of discipline. So you never know. And Chris McCann, who is an assistant manager. And again, determination, level of discipline. Looks pretty solid. Obviously, those mental stats, certainly determination carry over from when he was a player. But good luck to them. So, moving on to the end of season awards. Fans Player of the Season, Marcus Leonardo, 34% of the vote, with Glauco not far behind on 29% of the vote, and Hlozik getting third place with 23%. Goal of the season is Andreas Skov-Olsen's against West Ham. Okay, Henry on the ball for Oldham. Nkunku. Ball through. Headed clear. Borkiet finds Olsen, and Olsen, with his left foot, powers it home. And that is the goal of the season. That's actually towards the end of the season as well. So yeah, cracking goal. Hlozik, signing of the season. 1 million from Atletico Madrid. Yes, it was. I mean, he's worth 25 now. I'm sure that'll go up. So yeah, that's a huge, huge bargain. And young player of the season is still Marcus Leonardo at 23 years old. He has had a great season. 46 start, 18 goals, 15 assists. He's been playing up front. He's been playing left wing. He likes it up front best, I guess. But he has been a decent player. So, take a look at the season review. Oldham will look back on the season as a job well done, as they impressed sufficiently to break clear of mid-table obscurity and announce themselves as a club on the rise, finishing above their expectations, which we did. We finished in 8th, which was fantastic. The latter won the competition's feel-good stories, defying expectations, mainly thanks to an impressive spell of form between November and December, and after climbing as high as 4th at their peak, they were able to celebrate a job well done. Thank you, Sky Sports. Match of the season, 3-2 against West Ham. That was actually in November, look. And the moment to forget was the 4-0 defeat at Chelsea. That was towards the end of the season, and it was not pretty. Finished 8th. We just had 2 seasons finishing 11th in the Prem. So to finish 8th and improve on that is good. It's solid. We lost in the FA Cup final, but we made it there. But we also won the Carabao Cup, which is just absolutely stunning and tremendous. So really happy with that. I mean, it's taken 7 seasons to win a trophy, but still, it was a decent trophy and a decent win. So very, very happy with that. Oh, that's interesting. Average attendance is 17,560, and we were 100% full. We need a bigger ground, mate. I think I have to have a word with the owners about that, because we filled the ground to capacity. That's great. Total players used 23, which is the lowest in the Premier Division. I normally rotate a lot, but then I don't have a huge squad. But yeah, that's the lowest in the Premier Division, only using 23 players. Okay, as far as the squad dynamics update is, dressing room atmosphere, very good. I should hope so. We finished in 8th, and we won a trophy this season, and the managerial support is excellent. For the same reason, if we actually go into the dynamics and have a wee look, we've only got one unhappy player, and that's poor old Dennis Jastrzemski, because he doesn't want to be sold, and unfortunately he's got no place in the squad. So I promised him I wouldn't sell him, but unfortunately he's still got time left on his contract, and I don't think he even got a game. So at the very least I'm going to loan him out, but he's certainly not likely to play for us again. Dressing room atmosphere is very good. Form was a bit iffy towards the end there. And as I say, we had the one unhappy, but we've got 40 players at the club, all very happy. If we actually have a look at the where are we, the hierarchy. Everybody, I have the full support of the club. Obviously, Godfrey, Worrell and Deschamps are the team leaders. I'm surprised. I thought Leonardo was a team leader at one point, but anyway. Yeah, it's a pretty we got other players, Reisiger, Hauser, who will be leaving because he's obviously only on loan, Duda, who's young, and Kubelik, who's also very young and new. Sort of filling out the bottom of that pyramid, but obviously we need to... I'm just looking at this David Kerslake's feedback. Harry Kane is likely to become a valuable team leader at the club should he join. Is Harry Kane... Is his contract up? No, it's not. I don't understand what that means. I really don't. I've never seen anything like that. I'm not targeting Harry Kane. As far as I know, he's not on my... Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't. I'm looking for younger players more often than not. So, yeah, I really don't know what that's about. So, that's interesting. So we just had the end of season team meeting, and I just told them, based on the board expectations, that we should be finishing mid-table when they come back next season. They're all very happy about it, which is an improvement on the last 2 seasons where I said, we're going to avoid relegation. And they said, no, we're not, we're awful. But obviously the level of quality and their confidence has risen to a point where they feel comfortable finishing, you know, or at least aiming for it to be a mid-table team. I'm hoping to obviously do better than that, but as long as I beat the board's, you know, requirements, that's the most important thing. But let's have a look at the season injury report. Rodrigo Martins, 3 months with a broken lower leg, but he had 6 injuries. Yeah, he's a young player. Let me just refresh my memory. Yeah, he's a young player we brought in as a development player, basically, and he's going to be a decent winger in the future, but he does seem to have some injury issues, but we'll let him work through those. Same with Mzikaize Majoro. He also had a couple of injuries, but he's lacking a work permit. He's on at Real Salt Lake at the moment. I haven't applied for a while for his work permit. Oh, 4 days yet, that's why. 4 days left. He was doing okay, but he's kind of dropped off. I mean, I'd like to bring him back to the club and sort of develop him there, but if he's not going to be able to get games, doesn't seem a lot of point. At one point, he was our sort of top prospect, but he's moved up to Sky Bet League 1 level. That's positive. But yeah, whether or not he'll get his, you know, whether or not we'll finish developing him and he'll get his work permit and all that, I just don't know, unfortunately. Nohan Kenny, 3 months with a hip injury. Well, he had 4 injuries overall. Not too concerned about that. He is part of our midfield depth. Zach Contreras, 2 months out with a torn hamstring. Another one without a work permit. He's on loan at the moment in the States. He's going back to the States to be on loan. He's not necessarily getting to develop as well as he could, but again, it's not a lot of point in me keeping him here if I can't play him. So John Wilson as brand, young, fast left back. Again, the backup player really for that position. But as you can see, he's alright. He's not fantastic. I don't know how much he can improve. Certainly a little bit. He's been a bit up and down this season, but then he hasn't been a regular starter. So I don't know what the future holds for him. Bogle's down there. His lower arm fracture was part of the issue. And I'm not really too concerned about any of the others. But yeah, so we've not done too bad for injuries. A couple of annoying ones, but other than that, it's been pretty reasonable. Okay, we'll have a quick look at the squad. Obviously, you don't need to meet everybody. You met everybody who has been signed and in part 1, but it was really more to look at kind of depth in the squad and the areas that I need to work on. Obviously, Hauser will be going. He's been a fantastic loan this season, but the club don't want to loan him on for another season. I don't think we could afford him. I know it says 2.8 million, but they're going to want a serious amount of money. And as it is, he's going to get first team chance for FC Bayern anyway, so yeah. We're just not rich enough to be able to afford him yet. So if we start in goal, we're fine there. Lucas Romero he's pretty much playing up to his potential now. and he's still a very young man, so hopefully he will continue to improve. He's had an excellent season, as far as I'm concerned. 17 clean sheets. I mean, that's brilliant. And obviously Reisiger, his backup, who hasn't played, did do obviously a good job for us in the second season in the Prem. So again, I'm not looking to improve anything there or make any changes. As far as right back's concerned, I'm not going to be signing anybody there. Jaden Bogle is definitely first choice. He's not had a fantastic season, but there's something that I did notice when I was looking at him earlier. Okay, it's gone. I'm sure it was under his negatives, but it basically said something along the lines of is wondering if he needs to leave to join a bigger club, which I was a little bit upset by, as you can imagine. Not that we're a huge club, but not that he's the best player in the world. He's, again, pretty much playing up to his potential. And he had a good season, but he wasn't, wasn't superstar level. But anyway, quit your whining. So right back is fine for now. Duda, I'm hoping will get more games and continue to improve. You can see since he came back after that crappy loan, which was an utter waste of time. He did get a few games and he didn't do bad, but like I say, his he has developed some. So we're going to give him more games, give him the opportunity to get up there, and hopefully one day he is going to be better than Bogle. Central defence, I mentioned Hauser already. Godfrey will stay. He's one of our sort of main central defenders even. He's done alright. Can't really fault him. Not a superstar, but certainly good enough to play in the Premier League. I mean, like I say, we could maybe use a star in defence, but Joe Worrell, he's going to finish out his career with Oldham. He's certainly only going to be a backup player. He didn't get a huge number of games. Actually, no, he did. He did well, 31 games. He did better than I thought, and again, solid and reliable as he always has been. And obviously, Kenner, he's really supposed to be a defensive midfielder, but because of depth and stuff, he's played quite a few games as a ball-playing centre-half, and he's done alright, but he's having a wee bit of a drop-off there, and part of that is maybe he's not always playing in the right position, and sometimes he is being trained in, different positions. But anyway, yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Montgomery, who's currently at Birmingham, is coming back. He will be featuring in the first team as part of the defensive rotation. I want to get him. He just had a season in the Premiership and managed 31 games and 6.93 average rating. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And like I say, I'd like him to do that for us next season. So he's definitely going to be into the rotation and playing for us a bit more regularly. And we have young Benjamin Kubilic. He is a young Croatian potential development player, but I don't know if we got him too late. His determination's improved actually quite a bit, but like I say, at 20, I'm not sure if we got to him too late to sort of really help him reach his potential, but we'll see. He's not been with us that long, but he's worth taking a chance. So, like I say, not too bad in central defence. We got options, but we don't have necessarily anybody stand out. I might look to do the same thing and bring in a loan rather than sign another central defender, because we do have quite a few. Left back, however, is a different story. Josh Wilson-Esbrand. He's not been doing too badly, but he is the backup. He's quick and agile, but he is definitely the backup of the two. I think he's still got a bit of developing to do, but I'm not sure if he's going to realise he's 23 now. But in front of him, of course, is Rico Henry. And Rico Henry has been a great servant for the club, don't get me wrong. He's been a decent player. In fact, 28, 2 goals, 4 assists, 7.08 average rating. That's not bad. But it is still a weak area of the team. I'd be tempted. I mean, Rico Henry signed another contract. I'd be tempted to even let Wilson-Esbrand go and keep Rico Henry and then maybe find somebody better to for Rico to back up, but we'll see. Defensive midfield, we are solid. Kenner, obviously, but Glauco is keeping everybody out. And then we've got Oliver Skip, who's another option now. He's played a little bit here and there, mostly as a sub, and that's what he was brought in for. He's, squad depth at best, and he's done all right. He's not done bad, but like I say, he will not be a first choice player. So he's part of this midfield depth that seems to be lacking there. And obviously Glauco has now, I believe, had his 20 million spent on him. I might be wrong about that. I don't know where I would look at it. Yeah, I don't know. I thought we'd paid the money. Put it that way. There we go. It says 30 million. Cost so far 30 million. So we have spent the money on Glauco. He is officially our player, and like I say, he's been stunning. He's been really, really good, and he came close to obviously getting Fans Player of the Year, but he's still improving. Although he had a bit of a blip there towards the end, but yeah, 44 games, 1 goal, 3 assists, 7.20 average rating. Yeah, very, very good player. Very happy with him. Still relatively young. You'll certainly have, I reckon, a couple more seasons with us before somebody big comes along. Yeah, central midfield. You know about Nkunku. He's been there a while. We could do with improving on him. He's again done all right. He's had a decent season. Same with Borkiet. But Borkiet doesn't really get to play in a position he really wants to play, or at least should I say the role. He really wants to be a deep line playmaker, and he never can be, because there's always a deep line playmaker here, which he can also play in that position and be an option there. So, but obviously he's got Kenner and Glauco in front of him, so generally he's going to be playing centre half. But again, done quite well for us. So yeah, up front, right wing, Klosik and Skovalson, we are there. We have enough depth there. We're sorted. Strikers, McAtee. Poor old McAtee. Again, I feel like I've screwed his development. He should have been better than this, but it is what it is. Darren Reed, similar story, although he's got a couple more games this season. Picked up a few more goals. Hopefully I'm going to give him some more chances next season as well. He'll still be in the rotation. And of course, Marcus Leonardo, number 1 attacking forward, and corner taker, etc., etc. Pretty good season. And Deschamps, he's not done quite as well. He's not. Bearing in mind he was a wonder kid. He's had a bit of a dip. He hasn't developed quite as well, and maybe we're just not playing him right. And that might need to change. So we shall see about that. He is wanted by Crystal Palace, and I am tempted to let him go if they come in. But I would rather get more than 13. I'd like 20 million for him, I guess. Because, yeah. I don't know if he's not the player we need at the moment. But the other thing to mention is I'm also potentially going to be moving into a single striker with a left wing, the 4-1-2-3 or whatever they call it. Because just having this gaping area which only one player is responsible for, I mean, okay, Borkiet coming in wasn't too bad, but basically I want to use the Juventus tactics because those have been working well. So in terms of signings, left back definitely, left wing more than likely, and probably a centre half, but we'll see. It also depends on how much money we've got too. Okay, so as finances stand at the moment, we don't have any transfer budget, and obviously we are over the wage budget. Under the wage budget even, so that's good too. But obviously no new, transfer budget and whatnot has been announced yet, so I don't know what I'm going to have to spend. But we have 60 million in the bank, and that is including having spent 20 million on young Glauco, so that's good news. It also hopefully gives me the opportunity to ask the board to expand the stadium, because that's going to be another big thing. In terms of the club vision for next season, I already mentioned the Euro Cup 2. We're expected to reach the semi-final. That's interesting. End of next season, still looking for a mid-table finish, which is fantastic, and obviously all the standard stuff. But they like high-tempo pressing football, which I've been playing a fair amount of, so very pleased. I am expected to play possession and pressing football. And it is required to make the most set pieces, and obviously they've been quite keen on how well we've done with that. I've decided I'm going to do a separate video which goes over everything about that I've done really with Football Manager 2020 and playing for set pieces, because it all kind of needs to go in one place, because there's been quite a bit of success, but there's also been a certain amount of negativity, but it's interesting, sort of a learning curve that I've been through, and I do want to sort of go into that in depth. So rather than just show you how Oldham have done versus say how Juventus have done, we're also going to bring in likes of Lil Strom and the other saves that I've done that with. So hopefully that'll be interesting. Moving on, I've already made some additional board requests to improve the data facilities. The youth facilities and the training facilities are currently being developed. As far as the facilities are concerned, things have improved a little bit. We've got excellent training facilities and excellent data analysis facilities, which are going to become superb, I would suggest. Youth facilities are only average, but we'll be looking to improve those. We have exceptional academy coaching, which is interesting, and we have adequate recruitment. But, and this is an interesting one, we had a superb youth intake. Basically, Scott Harvey was one of them. He's sort of the top-notch centre half, a heck of a lot of potential. Already making movements. I've kept him in the under-18s at the moment because he is fairly professional. He's got an okay amount of determination, but I think I'll wait until he's 18 before I bring him up straight with the first team and just let him do his development down there. But yeah, as you can see, steady development since he came in. He's only 16. But already he has drawn the attention of Bristol City, Derby and West Ham. So, you never know. Obviously, he's not got so much potential that Man United and Liverpool are knocking, but that's okay. As I say, having come in as part of our own actual youth recruitment for a change, it's nice. Stephen Murray is another. He's a striker, advanced forward. Again, already moving up, though his bravery's gone down a wee bit. That's going to go against him, but he's another one who potentially needs to... It's funny, he's resilient, but not very brave. I don't know what that means. He's also wanted by Wolves for transfer. So, again, he obviously has decent amount of potential. These guys have already been put on professional contracts, but whether or not I can hold on to them, I just don't know. One of the good things I could try... when they're old enough is loan them out, because nobody can buy them when they're out on loan, if you know what I mean, and unsettle them. So people tend not to, clubs tend not to try and bother. So, but yeah, already he's made 4 games, 3 goals, 7.25 average rate. So again, he's got a lot of potential. Duty, you know about, I brought him in, but we've also got these guys. They're not, potentially 4 stars, but they are certainly potentially 3 stars, which is Jesse Phillips, who's another striker. Again, 10 appearances, 6 goals. He's done all right and is improving. Unfortunately, his personality is kind of letting him down a wee bit because he's unambitious. So I'm already thinking about putting him up to the first team just to get mentoring and hopefully turn that around, because that's going to go against him, really. And then we've got Ernest Duru, and he is a left winger. Another reason to get a left winger is to have this young guy hopefully develop. Nothing particularly stand out, really, attribute wise. So we'll see. He could be 3 stars, he could be 3.5 stars. But again, like I say, this is the best sort of youth intake we've ever had. So the last one, of course, is Gerard Walsh, who's actually Irish, young Irish player. Again, has already started making improvements. Good acceleration, but again, nothing particularly stand out yet, so we'll see what happens for him. But he's played a little bit non-competitively. He's done okay. We'll see. But like I say, it's nice to have sort of some homegrown players to actually develop, and especially with Harvey and Murray, I think they're going to be the key too. So we'll see what happens anyway. But yeah, that was nice. Like I say, I was intending to sort of develop players a little bit more in a save, and it has worked for the most part. Obviously, Deschamps and Leonardo I've effectively developed whilst bringing them on as very young players, and it's worked out fairly well. As I say, Deschamps, don't know what to do for him really to improve him any further, so we'll see. Okay, so as we come to the end here, just to finish off, obviously manager performance I got a B, was up to about A- when we won the Carabao Cup, but player stats wise, top goal scorer Marcus Leonardo on 18 goals, highest average rating Marcus Leonardo and Glauco on 7.2, most assists Marcus Leonardo 15, and best pass completion Nohan Kenner at 88%, which actually was Romero at one point. I'm sure that he was up there. Most player on the match awards Marcus Leonardo, but unfortunately the worst disciplinary, both for yellow cards and for red cards, is Christopher Nkunku. So not ideal. Now what we're going to do is have a final look, a look at the final standings in all the divisions. We will start as always down with League 2, and relegated are Gillingham and Cambridge. Salford narrowly avoided relegation. Of course, they got relegated, I think, from League 1 last season, and they've narrowly avoided going down. So I don't really know what's going on with Gary Neville's boys there. Hopefully they'll pick it up. At the other end, Forest Green go up through the playoffs, and Lincoln and Crawley automatic promotion, with Leyton Orient going up as champions. So good for them, moving up to League 1. If we have a look at the league table, relegated Chesterfield. Poor old Chesterfield. Oh, and then he just went up and they're back down again, bless them. Exeter, Burton getting relegated. I thought they'd done a bit better than that. They'd gotten, they finished sort of mid-table-ish in League 1, but no, they're back down now to League 2. Disappointing, of course, Northampton get relegated as well. I think they only recently went up. Fair enough. Wow, Rochdale just narrowly avoiding relegation from League 1. Hopefully they can pick themselves up. Oxford, mid-table. At the other end, promoted through the playoffs, Rotherham, who of course Duda was on loan with, but they wouldn't play him. I don't know why. Preston promoted in second place, with Blackpool going back up as champions. I think they got relegated last season. No, they didn't. No, it was the season before. So they're going back up to the Championship, and who knows, possibly even the Premiership. Moving up to the Championship, relegated Blackburn, QPR and Sunderland. So I think Blackburn again went up. Well, season before, they've been a little bit up and down between League 1 and the Championship, haven't they? And now they're back down to League 1. QPR going down and Sunderland going down. Again, I think Sunderland only went back up last season. Yeah, so that's a shame for them. Ipswich narrowly avoiding relegation by the looks of things, and Derby too. At the other end, champions Brighton, and promoted are Norwich and Burnley. Burnley, I guess, through the playoffs. And that's it. You know about the Premiership. Obviously, Wednesday, Newcastle and Huddersfield relegated. City champions. Chelsea and Man United in second and third. Bournemouth finishing up as high as fifth, but Liverpool finishing low sixth place. Arsenal seventh. They've been a bit iffy anyway. And Everton in ninth, again, still below Oldham. That's 3 seasons now in the Premiership where Everton have finished below Oldham. That's an interesting one. But that's where it's up to. Obviously, next time you see us, I'm going to come back for a half-season review of Season 8 in the Premiership. And it will be closer to the middle of the season as opposed to 2/3 in like last time. But and we will also show you a game depending on what's going on. So if you enjoyed that, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. And I will see you in the next episode.